Hi, I'm Gandalf Clark.
I'm Ellen Clark.
And
we're
we're
the
the Clarks. Hi.
Hi guys, how you doing today? We're going to talk about 10 different ways to consume cannabis. I'm working on an article today. So you guys all know about, obviously, stick vapes, you know about bongs, you know about joints. And you might even know about this first way, which is vaporizing flower. You can use like a portable vaporizer to vape flower. We like the AirRiser brand. They have a desktop vaporizer. And you don't have bad lung effects. You don't have any of the negative effects from smoking.
You may still cough a little bit, but it's not going to kill you. It's not going to really hurt.
You get 20% more medicine when you vaporize it, and that's really good to get that into your body. So we do recommend that. It helps with your lungs. You can also add different things to your vaporizer. Mine came with some different herbs, and you can actually use this to make your room smell nice. But I like to put mullein leaf in mine, which actually helps with breathing. I actually saw today on the Reddit, the Entwives Reddit. I don't know if y'all are part of the Entwives Reddit. That's a really awesome Reddit. People were talking about vaporizing and smoking lavender. And some people were for it, some people weren't for it, but they were like, linalool, one of the cannabinoids, is really relaxing, and that is in cannabis flower. So it totally makes sense to vaporize and smoke lavender with your cannabis flower. So let me know in the comments if you guys have ever done that before, if you've ever put any other flowers with your cannabis flower. I've been doing mullein leaf, and I'm interested to try some other ones. When we were younger, we used to smoke clove cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
So you can smoke different herbs. Okay, so the second method, tinctures.
I always liked those clove cigarettes because they looked cool. They were black.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't look trashy like regular cigarettes. They looked classy.
They were banned, though, weren't they?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
They were hard to get.
They were hard to get, yes,
yeah.
That's true. But they were fun when I smoked.
They smelled so good. They did make you cough a lot, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you were used to smoking menthol,
mm-hmm.
it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
But if you didn't smoke menthol or hadn't smoked menthol in a long time,
mm-hmm.
it could potentially make you cough.
Yeah. So the second method is tincture. Now, Gandalf had an experience with this recently when he had his wisdom tooth pulled. They prescribed some pain medicine. Instead of just using that pain medicine, we got some tincture from the dispensary, and he used that to help with his pain. And he actually didn't really use pain medicine at all. His mouth healed completely.
I think I took one pill one time, and then it was just like I didn't need it after that.
Yeah, and your mouth healed really quickly.
Yeah,
using the cannabis tincture.
Yep.
The reason why that works is that there's a lot of blood vessels under your tongue that connect with the cannabinoid receptors. So that's the second method that you guys can use. Okay, third method, THC cream. Now, we used this recently. We've been cleaning the basement a lot. We've been cleaning and organizing the basement. I had this crook in my back, like right here, and it's still off and on because I was in a car accident when I was 20. So one of the days we had worked really super hard, and I asked Gandalf to put some lotion here and along my hip and everything. And we both took Tylenol. And we woke up, and the next day I was feeling great. I love that THC cream. Sometimes I'll put it on the back of my neck, which is really good because when I was in that car accident when I was 20, the second vertebrae of my neck broke. So it really helps me.
Well, it didn't break. It was fractured.
It was fractured. Yeah, it was fractured. So I had to wear one of those collars and everything.
I think it was like a hairline fracture type thing.
Yeah, but I had to wear that like forever. And my femur broke. But really that cream is really good when you're having pain. You put it on at night, and then when you wake up in the morning, it's a lot better. So the fourth way, you can try dabbing. Now, if you've ever had like severe pain, like car accident, that sort of thing, dabbing is a great way to consume marijuana in extremely high quantities. You can talk to your bud tender on about different equipment that you can use. There's so many different types. We actually got a pen, something like this, but it's actually like wider, and then you put like concentrated wax in it, and you just pull on it just like this. And it's kind of pricey, but I only use it like when I'm in a lot of pain and regular cannabis isn't doing it. This like really, really helps. And
you haven't used that in a while.
Yeah, I haven't used that in a really long time because regular cannabis just works.
Plus we're using these things.
Yeah, plus we're using these.
Which actually, these are higher in THC than just straight up flower. Yeah, these are concentrates.
Yeah, so there is an article on Thrillist if you want to check it out. It's Thrillist Smoking Supplies Concentrates Dabs. They got a lot of cool different equipment on that article, so I recommend you guys check it out. I'll also put it in the show notes for you. So that's what I recommend for people who are in a lot of pain, like you got back pain, knee pain, like that, and this is just not doing it. You got to be careful when you go to really high concentrates. Some of the things that can happen. One, weed may not work as well for you. Another thing is you could get nauseous from having way too much weed. That really can happen.
Yeah.
If you get too dehydrated, you're not going to feel well. That's one of the reasons why we wrote this guide to consuming cannabis responsibly. It has tips and tricks in here. If you've had too much, get this on our website. We're talking about offering a digital copy. If you guys think we should offer a digital copy, let us know in the comments. Right now, we're only offering the digital copy to cannabis doctors, but we're considering offering it to the public as well. So let us know if that's something that you're interested in, and we can look into that for you.
It's very easy to read. It's the pictures pop. It's really a nice booklet.
Yeah. So then what we have is the fifth way is you can drink it. Now you can get these from the dispensaries. They have different, they have powdered drinks. They got soda drinks, lots of different things.
And you can make your own with tincture.
You can make your own with the tincture. You can put a couple drops in. So that's another way that you can consume cannabis. Then they have mini dose mints. Basically, these mini dose mints, I'll tell you what I use them for. When I have Crohn's, like you guys know, I've talked about this a lot. When I'm just feeling the ick, today I've got the ick. I don't know how to describe it other than that, but if you have autoimmune disorders, you know what I'm talking about. When you feel like you can't do much, you just do the bare minimum. But then I have to go somewhere. I have to put it on. You know what I mean? I got to put that I got to go somewhere hat on. Tomorrow I have to go for my infusion. So this is probably that situation where I got to go put it on. I got to be there. So I would probably use one of these mini dose mints. Basically, it's enough cannabis, like 5 milligrams, just to like take away a little bit of that
Take
ick.
the edge off.
Without getting me high. And then I can just be there at the hospital, well, not high, but like just getting rid of that feeling, just to get there and get my medicine. And then afterwards I have to go to the grocery store and pick up a few things. But yeah, that's what I like to use those for. So the next thing is number 7, high dose edibles. Now, they do have low dose edibles, but I wanted to separate these from the mint specifically because we're talking about, I like to use edibles specifically for stomach pain. So basically, when you vape marijuana, when you smoke marijuana, it affects you immediately. It affects you within like 10, 15 minutes. Really good for headaches. Really good for immediate pain. But if you have Crohn's disease like me...
But actually, can I interject one thing?
Yeah.
Smoking weed is not necessarily good for headaches because if you cough a lot, you're going to make your head hurt worse.
Yeah, it's true. Vaporizing is better.
Vaporizing is better for headaches because you're not going to cough nearly as much. And that's one thing I would highly recommend if you have a headache and you want to try some weed. Try more of a sativa blend, and
There's certain terpenes you want to look for,
Right.
and that's in our book as well.
Right.
We actually have it by terpenes and by cannabinoids. We have the very specific thing. And we're also actually working on a special app for you guys. So I don't want to really tell you anything else right now because it's very, very early production.
Also, just make sure you stay hydrated. No
Please
matter what
stay
you do,
hydrated.
stay hydrated. It's so important.
With the edibles, what I do is I take an edible before I eat a meal. You really want to be careful about that because that increases the effects of the edible.
Right. So eating soluble fats will increase the efficacy of the cannabis edible.
Right. So basically, what you want to do is, it helps people who have digestive issues and stuff like that. So that's how I use it. I help my Crohn's. I have the edible. It gets me to start being hungry. Then I eat food and it increases it, and then I start feeling better. Then I can go to sleep that night. So that's how I heal. All right, so the next thing is 8. Take a pill. So they do have cannabis pills now. One of the pills that I like is, it's just called GI Comfort, and it's got CBG in it, and it's a nice blend. It's specifically made for people with GI issues.
How high does that get you?
Not very high at all. It's pretty low.
Yeah,
but it's the CBG that I'm wanting in it. Now you have to be careful of like Rick Simpson oil pills. Like we've shared in a previous story, we had a friend who was given a 100 milligram Rick Simpson oil pill, and that's just way too much cannabis for anybody, in my opinion. And we talked to a cannabis doctor, to a very bad trip. And everyone we talked to, it's just, I don't even know who would take 100 milligrams. It's just way too much cannabis. So be careful with that. If you're going to take a pill, you need to know how many milligrams it is. Don't be just taking a pill.
Right.
I want you guys to be safe. I want you guys to be well. This is medicine, so it means you can overdose on it. Number 9. This is a cool one. This is cool. You can make your own suppositories. You can buy them too, but they're super expensive. And I have talked about this in previous videos. Now this is number 9 and number 10. So use for number 9 I have not talked about before. You can put these suppositories in your vaginal area for period cramps. You can put them in there for also endometriosis cramps, any kind of cramps that you have. So, if you're having lady troubles, if you're having, or if you're having bowel issues, you can also make suppositories. So that's 2 different final ways, 9 and 10. I'm going to share a little story. It's a little TMI, but one of the first times that I experimented with these suppositories, I felt so amazing that, when my husband and I, we did have intercourse, I was able to have like multiple orgasms for the first time in a really long time, and because I had been in so much pain, and I was finally relieved of that pain, and it was so amazing, and I just was able to relax and feel better for the first time in a very, very long time, since I had been experiencing the pain from my illnesses. And it was such a liberating feeling, such a relief to have that pain go away. And at the same time, for me, I really don't get like that much of an effect in the head when I put the cannabis, down there in either place. Like, the other people who've experimented with this with me, they say they maybe get a little tired, but the pain is really.
I did it when I had my.
When you had COVID.
When I had COVID, I did it because I got a really bad hemorrhoid. So I did it, and honestly, the worst it does is make you a little bit tired. You're not really going to get high from it, or not very high, and it is the only thing that I could figure out that would actually relieve the pain.
And when you asked the GI doctor for a medical suppository, it was not covered by our insurance.
Right.
and they had to give you a cream. So, you know, we had to do our own. I mean, right now we're covered by the government insurance, and, you know, we have to do whatever we can to help ourselves. You know, I was thinking about this. I like to follow, and this is pre-pandemic. This is pre-crazy world that we're living in right now. I've always loved to watch prepper channels and read stuff like that because I grew up camping. I grew up, you know, learning about survival and things like that. My brother was a Boy Scout, and my stepdad always took us camping and stuff. So that kind of survival stuff has always interested me. And, you know, when I made our book, I started thinking about how cannabis, the cannabis plant as medicine, is one of the ultimate prepper things, because if you're not able to get hold of your medicine in an emergency situation, you can use cannabis for a number of things, of which I just went through. So, you know, Gandalf wasn't able to get the medical suppository. You know, if you have period cramps, you know, we were talking about how we were moving things in the house and having back pain and that sort of thing, neck pain. I mean, all of those things, they're not getting you high. We're just treating a different illness, a different symptom, a different circumstance. And, you know, migraines, all of these things treated by one plant. It's hard to imagine that we have such a glorious flower on this planet. You okay, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, basically, these are the things that we wanted to share with you, and we hope that it helps you in your journey of healing. It's been an off day for both of us. We're not feeling great, but we wanted to bring you this video. We want to be authentic with you and show you that we're doing it as much as we can, and we want to bring you as much information as we can. So we hope you have a good day and stay well and take care of each other.